Hello. After weeks of absence, we are back. Greetings to the CM Kozeman art and chat stream. I don't know who's watching. I don't know how many people are on. But it's good to be back and it's good to answer everybody's questions. But 5 people are watching. Hello, hello, hello. Cream Pie says, hello, King. Zozenia says, no, Zonazia says, hello, hello. Clam James, hello. Jim Sema, hello. Hello, all of you, my friends. Oh my God, we got a first-time chatter. ERKS Mafa says, have a good stream. I hope you missed me. Scatterbrain35 says, first time commenter. Hello, Kral. Means hello, King in Turkish. All right. Now let's strew this. I love this setup so much. Now look at this shit. I can draw anything and show them to you and share it together. Today I'm a bit tired too, actually. So let's have a kind of warm-up session for, let's have a warm-up period for 5 minutes. Let me get some coffee and then we will be starting to draw and take questions. I'll draw whatever you want. And oh my God, people are, yeah, I missed all of you. Matgo327 says, hello, Mr. Kozeman. Hello, hello, hello. Just checking some messages now. It is Palm Sunday, actually. So happy Palm Sunday if you or your families are into celebrating. The myth of the legend has value too. So happy Palm Sunday. This is just like the now warm-up phase. Let's warm up a little and then afterwards we can talk about what to draw or what to talk about. I also must point you to the CM Kozeman Clips channel on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, go search for Kozeman Clips. That's how it's written here. So go there. A good friend of mine is managing this channel. He's an aspiring video editor, and subscribe to his channel because he gets clips from this here channel and makes these really nice compilations. I've been all right. Swirl Beast says, hello Nemo, hello, hello, hello. Just a second. Now let's let everyone get in. If you're here now, call your friends, call your significant other, call your buddies, go onto your Discord or whatever it is that you kids have these days. Call everybody, get some buddies into this room. And if you're following me on Twitch, just look me up on YouTube too, because these streams get posted there. We got a cross-posting thing going. Now, I also use this channel, also use these streams as a kind of excuse to, basically, as an excuse to just have conversations with my friends and followers. So if you have any life questions, you know, questions about life, love, work. I'm a slightly older guy, so if you ever need to consult my experience on anything, this channel is your opportunity to ask. I'm doing a bird-like creature now because Gisemma said so. I kind of feel antediluvian today, so maybe some sort of prehistoric Victorian reptile-like thing. So these Posca markers, people usually use them to paint, but if you just get them in dark colors, they work great for just plain old drawing, you know? Clam James says maybe you should do some sort of bird that re-evolved dinosaur-esque arms. Good idea. I like those things. They got this sort of like weird claws. Yeah, so something like this. This area and this area, they're all membranes, but yeah. Just a chimkin wing creature. Also, silent congratulations to my parents, because I've been broadcasting from their place for the past few months. Thanks for providing the lights on this roof. And also because this is a family house, there are some background noises, but just take them as part of the cozy home setting. Cream Pie says birds, but awesome. Well, birds are awesome, especially if you look at some of the lesser derived groups. They actually look like weird dinosaurs. And this is just a warm-up sketch. So now I'm gonna just go grab some coffee. You guys make yourselves comfortable. Let me know where you're from. And please also let me know if you have any questions you'd like me to talk about, because I am drawing, and as you've seen, I can draw at a really rapid pace. And it's nice to have something to talk about when doing so. Swirl Beast says, crazy how much birds and their ancestors have fluctuated in their size. Blake Richardson is from Michigan, USA. That's nice. Cream Pie says, I, Captain. Okay. Now Captain Memo is gonna grab some coffee. And I'll be right back. You just look at this, and also you look at all these fancy ass drawings I made today. Oh, only you get to see these when you watch these streams. But if you follow me on patreon.com. The link is here. The link is here. If you follow me on patreon.com, you can see far many more paintings and stuff. This one is nice. This one came out really good. So did this. All right. Now I'm gonna power off my mic for a bit. And I'll just make some coffee. I'll be right back, okay? Be right back. All right. Daddy Kozeman is back. Packed to choke with motherfucking Ülker chocolate wafer bar. Look at it. It's dead realistic. Oh! I love doing these effects. I love the software. OBS. It's the streaming program that works the best with Twitch. Okay. Now we're officially on. The tea is here, the paintings are here. These are just some of my morning warm-up paintings, but they're all really good. This one is some bull and its offspring. Let's sign this thing. Always sign and stamp. So that's one. All right. And also sign this one. We don't need to stamp this because there's no negative space. This is signed. This is signed. This is signed. Oh, this is signed, but let's stamp it too. Boom. Look, if you're an artist, if you have anything to do with the plastic arts, drawing, whatever, even if you make the smallest sketch, you are going to sign it. You have to like sign and actually even date it. So 2024 03. This is signed. My cream is back, says Cream Pie. How many people are watching? Let's check that out. Okay, 16 people in the room. Thanks for your patience with Crusty Daddy Kozeman. And we already have a question. How do you say to someone you want to be more than just friends? Now, there's a lot of variables here. If you're still listening to me, Clem James, can you please let me know? I guess you're a guy and this person is a lady, right? Okay. And just, I need one more clarifier in this day and age. Is this relationship online? Or is it offline? Do you meet in daily life too? It's incredible how this thing has changed since COVID. And, okay, it's an in-person. Because if it's online, it's a whole other can of worms. But if it's offline, usually these things kind of like make themselves obvious. If this girl likes you, you don't need to say anything. You can just be around her. You can just talk about, oh my God, I have the best tablecloth. The tablecloth is white, but there's some stains on it, huh? And then she will be like, oh yeah, very nice. Yes, the stains are really bad. Oh yeah. But if she's really not that into you, no sentence on earth is going to get that point across. But the good thing is, where words fail, deeds can help out. So if you are just calm around her, you don't need to be cool, just calm. You're not finicky, you're not panicky, you're not treating her as like an object of desire, but you are calm and you are attentive without being a simp. You are giving without being asked for. Like, this is very silly, but it's spring, right? You're outside and okay, you're walking, you notice she's tired. They'll like, look, it's a law of nature. Women usually rarely say these things. If she's cold, she's tired, okay, here, have my coat. If you're tired, maybe pack some snacks she might like in advance. So, and like if the opportunity preserves itself, hey girl, here's some Ülker çikolatalı gofret. Also, I know this is hard, but Do not change your behavior to get her. The more laid back you are, the more they will feel safe around you. So yeah. Kozeman Incorporated, helping relationships since 2024. I've actually been having life advice, dating advice streams since 2023. But yeah. By the way, there's a really nice Turkish proverb. İmamın dediğini yap, yaptığını yapma. Which is to say, do what the pastor preaches, don't do as he does. Oh, this is done. Let's have some tea. Where's everyone from? There's 16 or more people in this room. EM10 says, I haven't been to your streams in a while, but won't be able to stay long today either. Do you still give relationship advice here? Yes, I do. My heart and my doors are open to every sort of extraordinary person out there. Blake Richardson asks, how do you make friends? It's like what a heavy question. Man, this day and age, it's hard. I will need some clarifiers from you. Where are you located? What sort of society? The States, or where are you? Because the answer really depends on where you live. Blake Richardson is in America. Okay, so Americans have this nice caveat. You can basically go about your daily business. Yeah, I don't know, like today, I went to the So today I went down to the shops to get myself some incredible Hobby garlic shampoo. Just look at this. It's fucking dead realistic. Just like garlic. Oh my god. Now, and it only costs $1 and it goes for half a year. It's really like this Prince of Egypt curls, you know, they don't fall out thanks to shampoo with garlic in it. So you gotta have garlic, kids. But that's not the trick to making friends. Now, the trick to making friends, especially in an American setting, Americans really love and enjoy this kind of contextual introductions and contextual acquaintances. So imagine you go to the shampoo shop or what the fuck ever, okay, and you grab this, somebody else in the place, and it could be a guy, a girl, like the aim, I guess you're trying to make friends here and not flirt with people. And if they like look at what you've gotten and they kind of like smile or like emote or something, you just say, you could make something like, no, it keeps vampires out of my hair or some shit. So just be present in real life and then strike conversations and get to know each other. Remember, in this day and age, everybody is as shy as you are. Everybody. I am the outlier here. But many people are shy, and if you just make it obvious that you're not threatening, that is to say, you're not trying to like get under their skin or like, I don't know, make them feel bad about stuff or something, people will talk back. Also, it's a good idea to, like, if you have any hobbies, you're in the fucking United States, man. You're into reptiles. There's a reptile expo in every town. You're into gaming. Stop that shit. But even if you're into gaming, there's like lots of physical events you could go to kind of pursue your hobbies even further. And you know what those are? Those are venues. Those are opportunities for you to meet people. I mean, you don't like whatever you do, seek context, be open, be non-threatening, and don't be fake. You don't need to say anything, be like anyone. Just be yourself. It's gonna be alright. But this day and age, it's horrible. Like, I know people go on, like, I don't use a smartphone, but don't ask me how. I know people go on Bumble and shit, not even to date, but just to find friends. And in big cities around the world, you know, London, New York, Berlin, Los Angeles, fuck, they're as lonely as they come. I hope that was helpful. Now, since we are in a more talky mood, I'm just gonna grow this box a little. Okay. Then we'll keep on drawing, don't worry. EM10 says, so I finally built the courage to text the guy I like from my school and pretty much ask him if he's up to do stuff together. But now the only thing I didn't worry about happened, being that he just doesn't see the text. Is there anything I could do now? Yeah, text again, same text, copy and paste. If a person doesn't see a text from you, it might mean a bad outcome, okay? You gotta steel yourself against this, because there's no fucking way, okay? If I like a girl and this girl texts me, there's no fucking way I'm not gonna notice. As one Turkish proverb goes, amcık meydandaysa yarrak Bağdat'tan uçarak gelir. And I'm not gonna translate this. So text again, same text. Hope he responds. If he doesn't, it's his loss, okay? Alright. How do you like my camera, by the way? This thing. Ooh. Okay, let's. This thing here, this box, lets me film the paper. And it's the biggest invention I ever made. I'm so proud of this thing. Okay, let's go back at art, because I talked my mouth off. Yesterday, I also acquired some really, really nice Russian St. Petersburg brand acrylics. So I got yellow ochre, I got lamp black, which is actually burnt like soot from wood. Darkest black you'll ever see. We got cobalt blue, and we got vermilion. Main colors. I also have white. Oh my god, nature lovers is here. Hello, hello, hello. Very happy to see you. Oh, just my eyes are burning for some reason. Oh shit. Must be all the garlic shampoo I've been handling. It's red. It's getting there. Yeah, anyways. EM10 says, thanks for the advice. I'm not sure I can just ignore him if he doesn't see it, because I never really fell in love with someone like this now. I won't try to force a relation. Look, I'm sorry. I apologize on every creature bearing an XY chromosome. Men are really dumb. We mature much later, usually after lots of mistakes and tribulations. And this guy, look, just text again. You don't, look, here's a great thing, you know, no matter what sex you are or what type of partners you want, or even friends, rejection incurs no penalty on you. It's not a real thing. If somebody rejects you, it does not hurt you. It's not bad. Like obviously don't force a broken thing over and over, but you know, you could try it twice. You got one life, come on. It's too short to be more sad all the time. But I'm sorry about this, and I hope he sees the light of day. I'm sure you're a great gal, and I thank you for confiding your question here. Okay, let's use our Russian paints to colorize this drawing, because I've been talking so much. It's time to give people their money's worth. Also, this paint, this shampoo, these things don't come in free. So I would be very happy if you could support me from Patreon or buy me a coffee. The links are all up here, you know, all up here. And it really helps if you pay. Even $1 a month really makes a difference. And if you already support me on patreon.com, buy me a coffee at Buy Me a Coffee. So, you know, it's going to be like your way of thanking Daddy Kozuman for all the good times. Cream Pie says, I wish you luck, M. Also, by the way, there are a couple of Kozuman fan servers on Discord, and I'm not an active Discord user, so you'll have to excuse me for it. But there's one called the Kosemenite Club. It's spelled this way. Just a second. And then there's the Kozeman fan page, I think. Just go look these up. There are many like-minded people there. And I do not moderate them, or sometimes I don't even view them that much, but I am there in spirit. Nature Lovers says, can you do a book tour or show certain books that have influenced other aspects of your life and personality? That's a good one. Unfortunately, we are not broadcasting from my personal home library now, but right off the top of my head, I can name a few books that really influenced me. And I mean, the chief two are, one of them is Expedition by Wayne Barlow. This was just a book about alien. It's the OG alien biospheres book, you know, it's life and evolution on an alien planet. So there's that. Now with this dinosaur, I'm just doing the background first, by the way, this fake ass pterosaur kind of creature. I'm just doing the background first, and notice how I'm layering the paint very lightly, almost using it like watercolors, because the creature itself is gonna be dark. That's what I've decided. More about books. Another big favorite of mine is actually anything written by Jack Vance. So the name is Vance, Jack Vance. And the book I really like about that he has written is The Planet of Adventure. And if you ever want to understand colonialism or the trauma of minor civilizations under the impact of major ones, you have to read this book. It's a series of 4 novels set on a world conquered by a diversity of alien races, and on each book, a different alien race exploits humans in a different way. For example, in the first book, there is a race of sort of insect-like aliens who have 2 larva stages, and they have their client human beings under them. So these guys reproduce with larvas, and they have convinced their human slaves to this religious ritual in which the humans actually believe they are the larva form of the aliens. So there's something like the mass, and a human being is actually sacrificed, and the aliens secretly remove one of their own larvae from the dead person's brains. Now the human beings believe that this is because they really believe they are the larva form of these aliens, which is like dark, And then our hero exposes this trick, and then that's done. Yeah, Jack Vance is the author of Dying Earth, says Swirl Beast has asked. Yeah. In the second book, there's a race of aquatic aliens who are more benevolent, and they have this sort of protectorate, and they're like protecting people under them. But they're on this world because they're fighting this galactic conflict against another alien planet, another alien race that's on this planet. And they realize the war is over, so they just up and leave, just like the Americans leaving Afghanistan. And all their domesticated client human beings really suffer as a result. I mean, they have these giant ships, they just take off, and then the cities that had been built around them for centuries, they just lay exposed now. So that's number 2. In the third book, there's a race of almost dragon-like predatory aliens known as the Dirdir, which are my favorite creatures. And these creatures have this ranked, stratified society, and they also have these like really disgusting turncoat humans who try to be them. They get cosmetic surgery to look like them. They change their body form to be more like them. But in their final version, these humans even implant like fake antenna on their foreheads, and like they are like warriors fighting for these aliens. But even in that stage, the aliens never really consider them as one of their own. So that's one. Nature Lovers is clarifying, saying that these books that have shifted my moral reasoning. Well, this Planet of Adventure story has done that a little, actually. Because I grew up in another country that's not the United States or America, or Britain or Russia or wherever. But growing up in Turkey, it was like the Planet of Adventures. You do have these like advanced alien civilizations, and you got these poor people trying to live under their shadow, or trying to imitate them, or sucking up to them, I guess I could be, to extend the metaphor, I could be one of those very weird humans trying to imitate those very weird aliens. So there's that. But for more about ethics, moral reasoning, I've always found moral reasoning in fiction. Another series was the Drakas series by S.M. Sterling. It is spelled D-R-A-K-A-S, Drakas. It's a compendium of 3 books, and it was written during the Reagan years and right during apartheid, actually. So the Drakas world is an alternative history world in which like an ultra-libertarian, slave-taking civilization, don't ask how, develops an industrial society and expands from Africa outwards, fulfilling every libertarian wet dream on the way. And even though they are the bad guys, in the end there's a very big Cold War between the Drakas and the Democratic Alliance, and they win. But in earlier books, they actually fight the Nazis and stuff, and you kind of root for them. But yeah, it's like a very dark and grim series of books. Now, that book single-handedly saved me from going into the alt-right shithole when I read it. Because a lot of people read those books as fanboys. You know, they want to be the Drakas because all the Drakas in the book, they keep slaves, but they're just and moral. They're amazing warriors, but they're also very innovative. For some reason, they are so advanced that they have like World War II. No, they have modern day level weapons during World War II. And actually, one of the books is all about the Draka armies destroying the Nazis and using very advanced weapons, and you kind of root for them. So yeah. But they also keep slaves. They are very traditional, yet they have this like very open hedonistic sexuality. For some reason, like they enslave everyone they conquer. So when the Drakas win World War II, actually they turn French people and Czechoslovakians and Poles and Jews and Germans into slaves. So it's like a very weird, dark book. And I believe the author himself also wrote it with a certain wish fulfillment in his mind. But when you read this book, when you realize it just can't fly, you also realize the absurdity of these like Western civilization red pill types. And don't make a mistake. This is not a new thing. There has been this undercurrent of political debate, especially in American and British circles, since the late 1970s. You know, people like Andrew Tate, they're like very kind of extremely cringe. But you had people articulating similar ideas in fiction years and decades ago. There's even this series called the Gore series, G-O-R. And Gore is all about a kind of swords and sorcery fantasy space world in which women are so dominated they're like objects, and it's just pages and pages of submissive, weird gender phobia fiction. So fiction has been used to tackle these things for a long time, and long story short, I think the Draka books they were like a weak inoculation against alt-right shittery. So yes, what should I draw? Asks Blake Richardson. You can do another one of these. Your drawings are really good, by the way. You can do another one of these dinosaur creatures. But anyways, this is out of the easel now. We got a lot of paint on our plate, so let's do some painting. So, the other day, I went to the lingerie shop. I said, hey ma'am, I've been looking at these things in your window. They're just so nice. So nice. Can you cut up dozens of them for me? Because they discard them. You know, they sell these lingerie things and the boxes are discarded. Well, would you know it that this surface actually is the best surface to paint on? I'll just show you. What should I paint now? Now you tell me. And while I check some messages, let's get a prompt for a painting here. First time chatter. What is me? Says magical lingerie paper. Look, this is a great thing if you're an artist. If you bought, especially for sketches, if you bought this from an art shop, a sheet would cost you maybe $3, maybe 4 or 5. The same grade of paper, only with a sexy lady printed at the back, costs nothing. Go to shops and ask if they have any cardboard refuse. Many places will be very happy to provide you with them. And this is the joy of painting with acrylics, especially these St. Petersburg Russian acrylics. You can just create something like a shade. Notice how the yellow reacts to the black here. And I have to confess, I don't even know what I'm drawing here. Just drawing a multi-armed humanoid figure. Gisemma says, "How is your cat?" She's all right. She has unfortunately gone fully blind, but she's gotten used to it. She now finds her way across, and at nights she sleeps with me. And she actually got my arms all fucked up, cause when I'm in the bed, she crawls in with me and just goes into my armpit, you know? And then you can't move your armpit. And the whole night you spend locked in a weird pose. And then in the morning it's all stiff. But that's what cats do. Blake Richardson 54 says, "What is your Discord username?" You need to ask me about this after, because I can't boot up Discord now. It's just too memory intensive. What with the stream and all that. Looks nice, huh? Let's make some emanations of light. It looks like a weird thing you would see in a cave painting somewhere. Maybe in a different universe. Nature Lover says, "If only you could smell." Yes, as I discussed in prior streams, I do not have a sense of smell. It is called congenital anosmia, and I was afflicted with it since birth. People actually did not believe me when I told them. But when they go to a shitty side alley with me, and I'm just walking around, and everybody's like, "Do you really want to go there?" And yeah, I fucking want to go there. If you can smell and if it hurts you, it means you're weak. A great trick with acrylic painting, you get a spray like this, okay? It's one of those medical throat sprays or something. Now after you use it, you just fill it with water, but really like rinse and wash it a few times and just spray it on the paint. Now you can go boom, boom, boom. And the whole paint has a kind of smoky, almost dissolved look. I really like it. I'm a huge fan of these Russian acrylics, by the way. When it dries, I'm going to show you. When it dries, I'm going to show you the real texture on the better camera. How many people in the house? Let's check. Just getting some messages. All right. Yeah, 15 people watching, not bad. Any more questions? Any more comments? Let's spice this place up a bit. 14 people, 15 people, lovely. I'm so blessed to be with you all. So, while this dries, let me talk to you a little about what I've been up to. My local friends in Istanbul were kind enough to invite me to a figure drawing course. And it was a really nice experience. Basically, it's like school again. They bring out these like live models and it's very professional. And everybody is like really only interested in art. Because in some of these settings, you know, people are interested in just like hanky panky, but no, actually, everybody's really interested in art. Ondan. And then you basically draw. There's no shortage of drama at the Kozaman household, and the background noises, you just have to take it as part and parcel of the real life experience. God damn. So now moving in with a shorter brush to detail the fingers of this creature.
Neyse Zeynepciğim, ben şu investment banking konusunda Ergun'la yazsam çok iyi olacak diyorum. İyi bir şey yaz ona. Ne yapmak istiyorsun, ne şey yapmak istiyorsun.
I'll just finish this, and the cat is yelling. I'll need to bring her over. Okay, so now this still has some work to do. I'm just gonna move in with a lovely shade of vermilion. But before that, I need to attend to the cat, and I will be right back. Give me a minute here. Cream Pie makes a lot of funny faces. What is me says, what do you usually use to draw most of the time? Okay, so let me show you. Whenever I leave the house, here is like, whenever I leave the house for anything, if it's a work assignment, if I'm going out to draw, or if I'm going to meet some friends, I don't care. I always have this watercolor set on me. These two brushes, the kind of like good quality size 10 brush and the thinner, longer brush. These two. Plus, I have these blue hotel pencil, these medium line pencil, art line drawing set 04, 02, 0.003 for shading, Signo Needle 01, Zig 005, 2B American Dixon Ticonderoga pencils, a gift from one of my good friends. This is actually a really good device. The Hadramut wide sketching pencil, it's got a like thick tip, so when you sketch with this, actually it makes shading really easy. Another line pencil, which I think I'm going to throw away soon. For white areas, I got this acrylic paint marker, another white liner, another white liner, these colorful markers, red, yellow, pale blue, pale green for shading, and black. This has a good story because this is over 20 years old, and this is over 20 years old, and my father got it to me years ago, and it still writes. I keep filling it and using it. I also have this faded board marker, which is really good for painting in black areas. I got permanent pens, I got the Copic pens, I got a whole lot of other stuff. Oh, I have this, this is vital, the wax pencil, the China marker I use for highlighting the outlines of watercolors. So when you draw something like this, the lines are actually with this thing. And the hydrophobic nature of this thing allows the watercolor to stay in, and it looks really like traditional and arty. So I like that. Nature Lovers also says CUM. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't leave home without some of that in my body, let me tell you. Yeah, but that gets me going in another way, obviously. Unfortunately, it is true. Sexual energy and the creative instinct, they are closely linked. I did not make the rules this way, but it is what it is. Then I got this thing, which is a kind of X-Acto knife. I use it to cut people. No, I use it to sharpen my pencils, obviously. And Debased Gnome Child asks, yes, I take this all in one go. That's how I roll. It does weigh heavy on my back, but then I feel responsible. So when this thing dries, let me show you some of the sketches I made during that live painting class. This is also a great way to meet people. Like, you should really consider going if there are similar activities in your area. Cream Pie says, we need a CM Cozeman multi-pen. You know, if the push came to a shove, I could probably reduce this whole big load to 1/10 the size, or like just 4 or 5 tools. But, you know, I like a bit of diversity. So, these were all sketched from models with certain expectations. This is from a model, it's from my mind, from models. This is actually from a model, which is really surprising because actually this thing came out the best. I'll show you the original pose. Okay, so this is from a model. This is from a model and it looks really arty. It looks like something from 1920s interwar stuff. This is from my mind later. From my mind later. From my mind later. This is one of the models. This was a guy. He had a really like interesting face. It's from the models. This is from the models again. This is the models posing. But yeah, live figure drawing really inspires you. I like that. This is from the model. This is I think the first thing I drew there. But you know, just drawing human forms, it really opens up your mind and eyes. One of the models, more from the models. It's from the mind. No, this is from the models too. This is from the models too. I was just exercising the range of my techniques. So this thing gets made with this sharp tip, kind of like thing, and it's a really nice way to shade stuff. And it really feels like you're drawing with an ink nib when you use this thing. Models again. More model action. But it was worth every penny. Every penny. More model action. So at one point I got bored and this was one of the other people in the class drawing and I just drew them. This is from the models. This one was really good. Okay, so this thing, it took me a while, you know, I wanted to make a meticulous, kind of like anatomic, detailed sketch. But then, right after this ended, I whipped out my charcoals and drew this. And this thing came out in 10 seconds. Now, when you first practice with a more lifelike figure, and then you go abstract, you can't do this on the first run. We did this in previous streams. You can go watch it. You know, there was this one exercise where we did some very detailed demon creatures. And then we just abstracted it. And this is like really nice. I really love this thing. This, not so much. It's great, but you know, if it got thrown away, I don't care. But this is something like really from my heart. It's physically beautiful. It's something I haven't done before. All the nice things. The colors are actually lovely. And let me show it to you on the big screen. You look at how nice these colors are. And look at the precursor form. I really like this thing. Okay, so we gave you the exhibit. Now let's go back to this cave creature. And Blake Richardson says, I have finished drawing the dinosaur. Well, send it over to me if you want, and we can share it with everybody on the channel. Now I want something to come out of this thing's body. What should it look like? Cue me, please, so we can draw it together. Yeah, the cat was screaming non-stop. But it was just laying on the bed and screaming like a bitch. It's her bedtime and she literally wants me to get to the bed. She doesn't want to sleep alone. Poor cat. Nature Lover says a caustic shadow. I don't know what a caustic shadow is, but I'll give you my best interpretation. Now we're gonna go in with the vermilion, which is a lovely, lovely shade. Okay, so I got the snot table here. Okay. I'm mixing the vermilion with a very, very little daub of the yellow. Also soaking both the palette and the paper. Oh, okay. The water shadow you get from sunlight in pools, so that's a caustic shadow. Okay, so we can do something like this then. Sometimes when we are doing art, we forget the beauty that pure color has. And thanks to Nature Lover for suggesting these puddle reflections. It really looks like one of those cave paintings in which sometimes figures are surrounded by these little dots and like streams of light and whatever. It really looks like something from there. The colors are really beautiful with these Russian acrylics. They're like watercolors in acrylic form. And like you're just gonna have to see it when I'm done. First time chatter. Foca vaporosa comes with an interesting question. Is it male or female? I never thought, but I think many of the demons I make are female coded. I don't know. Let's clarify this for once and for all, huh? So let's give her 2 ovaries. And let's give this thing a womb. What is me says, do you look at something cool and get inspired to illustrate it? Or is it just a cool thought? Before 3 or 4 years ago, it was mostly ideas first, but recently I feel more inspired by reality. And one of the best exercises I do for myself is just go look at a tree and try to draw its strange branches. And you realize how complicated that form is. And doing that teaches you a lot. So now let's give this thing some weird. You have to play these games like we don't know what these organs are, but let's give it these reddish globes in between its fingers. They almost look like tiny little puppets, huh? Oh, then maybe this thing is gigantic and its hands are like different individuals. So for that reason, just gonna grab on some more black. And just add 2 little eyes to these hands. Nice. So you see how we turned that mistake into something like a central highlight of this painting. Because now we can call this like the puppeteer of souls or something. Puppets in Peril. Foca Vaporosa says, have you noticed trees grow branches not at random, but their branches are divided into distinct planes in height? Very geometric. Yes, that's true. A tree essentially is like a code. Basically, it has distinct parameters on when it branches out and when it splits and how many branches it splits into. It really is like an algorithm when you think about it that way. Nature Lover says the demon is feasting on the hand puppets. Maybe. Maybe they're like little lollipops. Who knows? Sorry about the incredible background music. I'm really sorry. Blake Richardson has just sent me his drawing of a strange antediluvian dinosaur. We're gonna have that on screen now while I take some tea. What is me says, I love the music, it's great. Yeah. Okay, here's Blake Richardson's image. I don't know why my background video went dark, but this is really great. He drew this kind of fang-toothed dinosaur. It looks like it's adapted to catch small prey, maybe like fish, snakes, or birds. I don't know, because these teeth look very sharp. But in reality, teeth like this would be really brittle. So I'll have you just feast on this for a while I just have some tea and unwind. And also any new viewers, please let me know where in the world you're from. So we can have some more conversation together. Gisemma says, this is amazing. Well, it's all Blake's. Congratulate Blake Richardson, viewer of this channel. And this is going to go to YouTube later on. So people will be able to see it for posterity. Foca Vaporosa says maybe it has adapted to eat filamentous mollusks. Yeah, these are exactly the sort of teeth you could use to snag jellyfish or calamari or worms. Like, interesting. It's like the teeth of a fork. I would keep it as a pet. Feeding something like this would be very, very expensive because you probably need to import mollusks or jellyfish. I also watched Dune Part 2 recently, and it was a fucking incredible movie. Strongly recommended. Might even go to watch it again. Okay, so this is Blake's art. Thanks for sharing it with us. Now it's going away. For some reason we lost the main camera. Okay, we're back. Yep. So now let's look at the real colors of these incredible Russian acrylics. Dan McAleer, I think I know you from YouTube or other platforms, but welcome to Twitch. Says, hi from Scotland. I completely agree about Dune. Have you read the book? Unfortunately, no. But it is in my list now because the movies were really nice. So this is what it looks like. Look at the really beautiful colors of the Russian acrylics. St. Petersburg line. Blake Richardson says, I love it. Look at the little hand puppets. Maybe this orange thing in the background was a bit too extra, but you know, can't be helped. Yes, unfortunately the color range on this webcam is not great, but it is what it is, I guess. Yes. Little wonderful floating candies. Puppeteer chose down on them. Okay, let's add some more details here. And then when this drawing is done, I think I'm just gonna wrap it up because it's nearly midnight here and I'm a bit sleepy. But this was great to catch up with you all. Any more questions about life and everything, just let me know. Unspecified Lizard says, I wish I could have joined sooner. Well, it's never too late. Gizema says, I started to learn how to draw because watching you do it made me wanna. This is the nicest compliment. Thank you. Çok teşekkürler. Always very proud to inspire people. You don't even need to care about accuracy. You just need to make it beautiful and you need to avoid overkill. I think once you do that, your paintings inevitably start getting good. Gizema says, me and circles are enemies for now. Because of those ineffectual teaching methods that like, draw a circle first and then it makes it sound so easy, and actually those are very frustrating. Also do some red splattering here. Cream Pie says, why do you never do world building on your surrealist paintings? For me, I just can't keep from world building. Well, on this I'm going to quote one of my favorite photographers. Just a second. So this is a book by Wim Wenders. He's also a very well-known filmmaker. I have to confess he's a bit on the artsy-fartsy side. But Wim Wenders is a great filmmaker nevertheless. And I think the intro to this book, there's a nice quote here. I'm just going to dig it up for you. Okay, so it's not in this book. But anyways, let me show you some of the pictures from this book. It's views of America and some other world cities from... It's almost like an Edward Hopper style. He's doing with photography what Edward Hopper did with painting, Nighthawks and everything. But in another book, but not this one, he says, if you convey images with words, if you use too many words to explain images, it rapes their secrets, it says. In some cases, when you're creating images as an artist, you should let the art do the talking. And if you over-explain it, you overcommit yourself in some cases. If you're doing speculative evolution, you're designing creatures and like talking about their lore, it's a different story. But I mean, I could say, yes, this is the spirit puppeteer, and this is like the kneeling nightmare monster, and I don't know, like this is the mosquito woman, or this is the Sarsarella monster, or this is the Ömmi the kind of, this is the guy that rows across the Sea of Dreams or something. Oh, then what's in the Sea of Dreams? Who is this girl? Who's that spirit? Who's this snake? What the fuck? And then it's like you forget. I would lose this freedom, is all I'm saying. Like this thing, just comes out because I think the stripes are cool. No other reason. I think the stripes are fucking cool. And if I world build too much around these things, then the secret is raped. And it goes formulaic. I mean, plus, I already do world building. Much better than many people, to be a little braggy. I already have Snaiad and All Tomorrows and many of those creature illustrations I do. So I want this to be free of them. And it makes my work cycle very sustainable too. because when I'm tired of explaining things, I can turn to this. When I'm tired of bullshitting, I can just turn to more rigid, structural spec evo creatures. So it goes back and forth, back and forth. Blake Richardson says, should I draw a C2 creature or a monster? Yeah, do that. Do that, do that. If you're quick, we can even get to display it. Stripes are a virtue, says Foca Vaporosa. Okay, so this is done. Let's sign it. I used to not sign my paintings at all, but then as I began to sell more and more paintings, by the way, if you ever want to support me really, you can buy some of these things. In my Patreon, the link is here, patreon.com, there's a $150 tier. And usually if you subscribe to me with that tier for 1 month and cancel, this thing costs $150. I'll just ship it to you. Shipping is free. So there's a deal. Just let me know, you know how to find me. Another painting. Let's go. What should this be? I've been a real big fan of these coral snake patterns, so I'm gonna do something like that. Foca Vaporosa says, draw a seraphim. Oh, one of those angels with multiple wings. Well, maybe we could still swing it. Let's check some messages. Blake Richardson has sent me 2 paintings, but which one do you want me to feature? And let me finish this first. Yeah. Oh, now you see how nice the vermilion works. Whoa. Has anyone been to spring break, by the way? How did that go? Just let me know. What is me says, my school is getting a spring break at the end of next week. I'm looking forward to it. That's lovely. So just by using 3 colors, we made this cool coral snake-like pattern. This looks very folk artsy, huh? Not my favorite thing actually. But let's see how we can rescue this. Just add some stripes to below to indicate a kind of weight. But after this, it could remain that way. Now I'm doing little splatters of black throughout the creature. I'm also repeating that with red and yellow and vermilion. EM10 says, my school spring break starts tomorrow. Wow, happy spring break. Back in my day, it was popular for people to go to Cancun and shit, but I wonder how it works for you. No, I was never that sort of spring breaker. Blake Richardson says it kind of reminds me of a coral snake. Yes, that's what I've been drawing since. A little bit of blue never hurts in cases like this. Yeah, so it's, I guess, okay. But I'm actually gonna use some references to rescue this now. I'm gonna look at some, it looks folk artsy. So I'm gonna look up, I don't know, Pennsylvania folk art for some references. I rarely do this. Okay, but that's interesting. I burped. Just getting an image out there, sorry. Yep. Okay, let me shrink my thing. Let me get the image in here. All right, lovely. So this is gonna be my reference for trying to rescue this thing, okay? Ha. Tak geri. Ben hayır. Just a second. Oh, I forgot. Sorry. So, okay, let's retrace. This is my reference thing from the Pennsylvania Dutch. We're gonna use that to rescue the snake. Now I'm gonna use some black, and as a rule of thumb, if you can have some like very fancy paints for colors, but you should also have some really cheap paint just for black and white, because you can mix them with you can just mix them, and you need a lot of black and white. That's all I'll say. Thanks to What Is Me for reminding me to unmute. Foca Vaporosa says, if you're in the mood for colorful snakes, you should try to draw a Cretan snake goddess. Oh, I love those figures. Next time. Okay, so I'm using so they have these like, so I'm strengthening the dark bands now. That's the thing with using a number 8 brush. It's very fat in the body, meaning it can store a lot of paint, but it's also got a slim tip, which means you can apply a lot of paint, much like a marker. How's it look? Ah, getting better. This could make a really nice sort of framed room decoration, huh? Especially if you live in a place with actual coral snakes in them. Okay, so the Dutch also did a lot of these flower-like patterns and colors in green and stuff too. Notice their absolute mastery of, like, you go to art college, you never learn how to paint like this. I just love this thing. Just look at it. Oof. This is the only real form of art. I keep saying this. Art created by people not trained for art is the only real form of art. And everybody else, including me, are just pretending. But it's the least we can do. So notice that the Dutch painting, the Pennsylvania folk art thing, has a frame around the border. If you're careful, maybe we could go with something like that. I got a lot of yellow, red, and black shit pooling about here. So I just kind of messed them up in a real big pool of anyways. Just spread it so, yep. Did you hear the cat? So we got it here, framed. Cat sounds a little angry, to be honest. Well, she has it too good, I'm afraid.
Rap.
Yeah, let me show it to you on the big camera. It really is something else. Ooh. This is really good. I have to be careful not to do an overkill on this one. Hypnotizing, judging snake of doom. Nature lover says I'd be angry too if I was denied lap time. Okay, so let's do some flowery things without being pretentious. When you're getting inspired from somebody else's work, you also gotta be careful not to emulate it too strongly. Gizema and nature lovers are competing for lap time, it seems. When you look into its eye, you know what it thinks. You mean the cat, right? There we go. Nice. I really like the layout of these screens. You can do anything with this software. I mean, I can put a video source and I can add a stupid video. Look at it. The cat I saw earlier today. Oi. You can have it all with this program. I love it. Look at it. It's CM Kozeman's shit world. Snake, cat, yours truly. And let me just wave my hand here. Huh. Yeah. And it keeps looping and looping. Look at it. You can even crop the cat like so. Ha. Oy yarrak. Oy aptal. Göt. Onun zilini çalsınlar. Heh. EM10 says, this reminds me of those weird TikTok videos that have 10 videos playing at once. Yeah, but this is art. Anyways, now I'm going to remove the video source. But yeah, we could have a lot of stuff going on here. I like this program so much. And back to our snake. Okay, now I'm just going to add some extra petals to these flowers I made here. You see, when we first began, this was a kind of dry and kind of stale painting, but now it's really shaping up to be something. Actually, it's shaping up so good, I could probably exhibit this in an art exhibit. What is me says, how do you get the vibratio effect while whistling? I just do it. I had it since childhood. I was not trained for it. But you don't say ooh, you say ooh, woo, woo, woo, woo, which makes it like. Or you could go. Once there were mountains on mountains, and once there were some birds to soar with, and once I could never be down. Can you roll your R's? I don't know what that means. I mean, I can do this, if that's what you mean. Yeah, you don't say ooh, you say uvu. Exactly, exactly. Don't wanna be in the man. Welcome to a new nation. This is so good. So now I'm gonna just add some blue splatters to the flowers to make them look more splattery and flowery. Then go to work on the snake again. You see, I'm giving it a kind of nose scale and a kind of, like, I'm just trying to do something like this bird's head over here. Okay, rolled R's are like the Russian R's. I know when I pronounce R and Z, it's a bit softer. Like R actually, when I say it, it comes like sh. I could say, I mean, r. If I say something like reach for the skies, it's like R, but if I say river, the last R is like sh. Veloria. Okay, must be careful here not to do so much overkill. Okay, I can't do R's. Okay. Whoa, it's been a while. How long have we been going for? And nearly 2 hours. Wow. Incredible. I'm still not tired. Let's sign this thing. I'm still not tired, but I am gonna have to go to sleep. Tomorrow's a long day. Remember, if you want this, just go to Patreon, subscribe on the $150 tier, drop me an email, you get it, I'll ship it to you. Na, na, na, na, na, na, na, na. There's a lot of R letter linguistic convos which I cannot follow. We got a nice crowd here again. Like, one of you guys must be just lurking. Come on, one of the lurkers, come out and comment so we get a little variety here. If you've been lurking, just let me know. Ding, ding, ding, ding, ding, ding, ding, ding, ding, ding, ding, ding. I'm actually really happy with how this turned out. Wow. 16 viewers. Hush, little baby, don't you cry. Everything's gonna be alright. Stiffened up, oh little soldier. The base gnome's child says, sorry, I'm eating peanuts with both hands. Bon appetit. Now you made me crave for some peanut butter. Fuck, that thing's great. No time to chat. Well. If you've been viewing my YouTube channel or these streams for a while, what's your favorite Kozeman moment, by the way? Just let me know. What's your Kozeman? What's your favorite moment? What's your favorite moment? What's your favorite moment? Blake Richardson says the banana that is God. Was that one of my moments? Okay, so now this looks great. I'm just gonna have to let it dry. But this came out so good, so good. Cat screaming for attention. My favorite Cosman moments are send these to your girlfriend moments. Yeah, with some of the weird stuff on my channel. Okay, so now I'm gonna give you a promotion from one of my artist friends and partners. The inimitable Caroline Yajian from Oakland, California, and I have been collaborating on a series of very nice. Wait, I need to see if this is working. Just a second. So I've been collaborating with another friend and an artist for a series of Rizzo type prints, okay? And basically I drew this really cool pattern and Caro turned it into this incredible series of Rizzo type prints. I'm just trying to download them and just show it to you here while I get some coffee. And these are really incredible. And I'm gonna leave, yeah, this should go. Wait. I'm gonna leave this visible for a bit so you can actually see what they're like. And all right, so this is like there's nearly 50 of these, but I made them into a big GIF file, and each freaking frame is a different print by my good friend Caroline Yajian. She is selling them within the United States for $6 a pop. And internationally, they're $10 a pop. They're really beautiful. They're signed by Kozemen and Yajian 2024. It's really not Rizzo type, R-I-S-O. Though it does have Riz too. So your chance to own one of these. Now I'm gonna give you the email address for Caroline Yajian, and you can order them directly from her. This is how we do commercials in this town. Okay. This is Caro's email address. Oh, so much going on in this tape. This is Caro's email address. Just screenshot this or whatever. If you want one of these incredible Kozemen prints, well, that's your link. It's really titillating. We could actually make this bigger. Yeah, go. What are you even waiting for? I'm just gonna turn this off for now. No, not you. Huh. Okay. I'm grabbing some tea. You should be grabbing some of these prints. Go, go, go. Oh, also, if you join my Patreon, if you support me on patreon.com, the links are here, you could actually see all of these prints individually and get sneak previews and first dibs on them. You just need to follow me on Patreon to access a whole world of other stuff which I don't show anywhere else, okay? And it's just, I'm all of these things are free, by the way. Like, this stream is free, and it's only fair for there to be some sort of recompensation, don't you think? Wow, this is incredible. This OBS studio shit is incredible. You could layer everything over on top of each other. You could have art prints, GIFs, cats, incredible shit. I could not have imagined something like this when I was younger. What times we are living in. Just some late night tea before we get going. Cream Pie says, Mr. Kozman, would you rather live in the future or the past? Well, we're all going to be living in the future whether we want it or not, so I would pick the option that's less easy to attain, and I would want to live in the past. I know that sweet couple of decades between 1980 and the year 2000. I got a particular fondness for them because I had my best times in them. But I would also like to see Periclean Athens or Constantinople during the reign of Justinian, or Istanbul during the reign of Suleiman the Magnificent. Or that famous Aztec city, Tenochtitlan. There's a lot of places I would like to see in the past. Also the deep past too. The Triassic period. Field herping in the Triassic. It would be wonderful. Okay, I'm just going to grab my tea, and then I hope you enjoyed this epilepsy-inducing leg up for my artist friend. Look, every artist is struggling, okay? I am struggling. Karo Yagian is struggling. Everybody is struggling. So these prints are only $6 a pop. And I think people are ordering them already. God, I know I sound like a telemarketer, but they are selling out fast. So just saying, if you see this on YouTube or if you see this during the live stream, just be quick. Here's the email address, obsidiagov@gmail.com. Swirlbeast asks, what is your favorite futuristic aesthetic? I'll be right back to answer this. Here we are back. Okay, say goodbye to crazy reptile epilepsy lady. Because I'm removing that now. No, not you. Okay. You go. Yes. Goodbye. Okay, here we are, back. We're back in this shit. Hello. So let me actually show you our incredible folk art snake. The colors are gorgeous. Just freaking gorgeous. Just look at it. Off. The Russian acrylics did not disappoint. Yeah. Now finally, we're gonna stamp this. There are some really nice questions, by the way. I'm gonna answer them all. Blake Richardson says, snack. Yes, it is. I love that gold color says, so here it is. Signed, branded, and stamped, the Cosman Coral Snake for you to enjoy wherever you are. We did a lot of nice stuff, huh? We did this. We did this. We even started it with this thing, which was just a very rapid. But look how this one dried too. It's gorgeous. This is my world. It's so cool. I got you. I got all these colorful fantasies, and I got this sense of humor. I hope I can get this US green card thing. I would be driving from state to state, holding court at various diners and weird places, just like laying back and drawing and painting all day, and hopefully making a living somehow. That's one of the dreams that sustains me. What's the figure on the stamp? It's also your picture on Discord and website, says that's me. So it's this picture here. It's basically a strange creature I drew in the year 2004, and I was just using it as an avatar, and it just stuck with me. I like continuity that way, so I kept using it, and it became like a personal logo. When I first drew it, I felt it was like a symbol of wisdom, this almost Baphomet-like figure with 4 limbs and like many limbs actually. It's also like an insect. So I think it may be my personal spirit avatar, but I think it's just something for continuity. I wanted a like weird looking but recognizable figure, and since 2005 it's been nearly 20 years now, so it's a nice hallmark. So yeah. Are you a chunky orange? Cream Pie says you will be getting your Culvers too. Yes, if I ever get to the States, I will be eating so much junk food that this kind of like light frame of me, I'll turn into Baron freaking Harkonnen in no time. Oh, nice night. It's nearly been 2.5 hours. I still have some paint here, so any places you wish to visit in particular? I don't know, I'm a stickler for small cities or large towns. I hate large cities. I've been saying this a long time, so it has nothing to do with the recent crime wave, but I wouldn't be caught dead in New York. I hate New York City with a passion. I also hate San Francisco with a passion. Like, anybody who wants me to live in those places is my enemy and will be treated as such. So fucking yes. I'm actually kind of warm to Los Angeles because it's like a mega city. And some of its outlying neighborhoods are really nice and laid back. I like that place. I don't know, I could visit Florida, Minneapolis, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I don't know, I like a lot of places. Any favorite or cool space-related stuff you want to see in world-building projects? Well, an artist I follow on Twitter has this incredibly realistic space combat 3D render art. It's called Moon War. Well, Moon War. And I really like that. I could always see more of that stuff. I personally am not big on the whole space angle of sci-fi in general, because as we know now, space travel, the way we see it in Star Wars, is almost impossible. And I'm not really keenly interested in that whole thing, but I really respect and appreciate it. In the Dune films, you see a whole other part of space travel where there's no space action. It's just these giant ships that are like forces of nature. And that's actually how I imagined spaceships when I drew them in All Tomorrows and beyond. Blake Richardson says, what should I draw now? I don't know, draw one of those flying Draco lizards, you know, with the kind of ribs on their sides. Draw something like that. Unfortunately, due to time constraints, I'll only be able to showcase one work from Blake. I hope you understand. Okay, this is done. Yeah. I'm getting sleepy. What is me says, this is what I like when I read All Tomorrows. It wasn't just sci-fi Star Wars stuff, but it was things that will make sense based on how the known laws of physics restrict us. Yes, I like that too. I really loved Spice. Yeah, that whole thing I think started as a joke. I mean, in Frank Herbert's time, it was a kind of pop culture thing to go on like head trips, you know. That's where the origin of the word bad trip comes from. Like a drug experience was a trip, and some people really considered like LSD trips to be out of body experiences. There's even a very famous fake news article on The Onion saying the hippies and NASA race for the moon. And basically it involves hippies meditating and taking drugs, and NASA trying to build spacecraft to be the first one to go to the moon. So yeah. And I think in the Dune universe, it was like almost like a tongue-in-cheek joke that the guild navigators take such a strong form of drug that it just basically makes them warp time. Yeah. I'm just really tired. Some sort of a knife fish-like creature, but... All right, everyone, better prepare your last questions and final comments now, because I'm a bit tired. It's nearly 1 a.m. Just gonna make some Z's. Whoa, it's nearly been 3 hours. Okay. Cream Pie really likes the spaceship scene in All Tomorrows and the navigator character. No, let's draw something like them then. Everybody, there's like, you got 5 minutes to go. Any last questions, comments? Let me know. How do you feel starting the next week? Can you draw more bug facers? They're my favorite, says What Is Me. Well, not tonight. Sorry. Sorry. It will be rough, but I got spring break starting Thursday, says Cream Pie. Any holiday plans for spring break, if I may ask? That's already an incredible drawing, says What Is Me. Ah, you're being too generous. It's just a tired sketch from a tired guy. It's funny how sleep hits you like a truck, basically. What Is Me says, how do you even do it? I struggle with perspective. In most basic ways, you just draw this out. Well, the trick you see is that this is a creature, and it doesn't matter if the legs bend this way or that way, as long as you're congruent, it will look like something. It's a dark secret. If I was drawing a dog or a bird or something, it would have been harder. Blake Richardson says, I only got 3 hours of rest yesterday. Some depictions of guild navigators remind me of asteromorphs in All Tomorrow, says Dan McClear. Well, a little, maybe. Let's try to draw a guild navigator. What do they even look like? I'm using a lot of artistic license here, but here is the guild navigator with a person for a scale. Here you go. Funny. Okay. I'm very tired, but this was a great stream. I'm calling it a night. I hope you have a great week, everybody. And thank you for watching me. Thank you for supporting me. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm gonna remind you once again to support me on Patreon or buy me a coffee. Seriously, I mean, it's only fair. What is me says sleep well. And yes, with this, I'm going on a head trip to Dreamland. And let's cap it off with a favorite song from The Doors. Before you drift into unconsciousness, make sure to share a final kiss. Na na na na na na na na na na. The crystal ship is being filled. 1,000 dreams, 1,000 girls. Na na na na na. Mikin Spekevo says good night. Gisemma good night. İyi geceler. Have sweet dreams, my lord, says Cream Pie. Okay. Happy to know I advanced to that stage. Thank you. Good night, says EM10. Good night, good night. Look, have a nice day, have a nice weekend wherever you are. If you're Catholic or if your family is Catholic, also happy Palm Sunday, I guess. And it's a tough world, so keep on hanging, and I love you all. Goodbye for now.